All right, folks, after the last little piece is in place here, I wanted to do a quick video on how I cut the cord. And I'm sorry that the video editing isn't going to be pro quality here. I'm shooting this on my Galaxy Note 9, so the video should be pretty decent. But basically, the impetus for this was, number one, I was paying a huge cable bill, and I just wasn't even paying attention to it because it would just get billed to my credit card. And then one day I finally looked at it and was like, you know, just the stuff that I was getting charged for. You get charged for the extra boxes. I'm on AT&T. Uverse was charging me $15 a month just to watch HD channels. So I started looking at some other options, and turns out Sling TV is a great option. So one of the first things that I did was I went out and bought a new TV. So this is one of those LG. I can put the model number in the description if anybody wants to look at it, but it's got this WebOS built into it. So it comes it's shipped with the Sling app, the Netflix app. My kids watch YouTube all the time, Amazon Prime. And then you can connect other devices. Obviously, it's got a bunch of HDMI connections and stuff on it. And so what I actually bought, which I love down here, if I'll show you just in my thing here. This is how tiny it is. So there's my hand. It's pretty small. It's called the NVIDIA Shield. And so you can see that it's hardwired into the network and then an HDMI connection out to the TV here. And so that's what I'm connected to right now is this Shield. And let me turn off my menu for the TV. So most of the time I just go over to this HDMI 4 and then you can, the stuff that you're connected to. So I have a Netflix account. You can connect to Netflix. And then they have some other stuff on here. What's actually cool about this LG TV is that it has it connects to a whole bunch of digital channels, not even with an antenna or any of that kind of stuff. There must be 100 channels of different stuff that it gets in. I can show you that in a second if I remember. But so here I am in the Sling app, and I'm trying to control with the controller at the same time. You can see I'm down here at the bottom part of this, and you can see that these are all my over-the-air channels. So I have an antenna set up, and I'll show you how all this stuff works and how I got this to work. There is no antenna plugged in directly to the TV. It's an HD antenna that I just mounted up in my attic. And I'll give you the link to the one that I used if you want to. It seems to work pretty well. But these are all over-the-air channels. So these are all the channels that I'm getting in from the antenna upstairs. And so you can see that it'll connect. And this is all happening over Ethernet, basically. So the antenna connects to this device called the AirTV device. And then you set that up on an iPad or an Android device, and then you get that to work that way. So this is how, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward in terms of the stuff that you need. So you don't have to have the Shield. I like it because one of the other things that's great about the Shield is this feature. So I'll go to this app called Plex. And so this is pretty cool because if you have movies or whatever on, in my case, it's a Windows 10 device, you can install some software on the Windows 10 device, and then from there you can stream over to the NVIDIA Shield. And the NVIDIA Shield is a 4K output. And this is a 4K TV. So if you have native 4K content, then you can actually, ship all that stuff over to the TV, and you can watch it that way. So the Shield is great. It comes with Steam. So my kids like to play games. There's a bunch of free games that are on there, and then you can, download NBA, 2019 or whatever. And there's storage on the device. You can put additional USB storage on as well too. But it's really cool. And then of course underneath you can see I've got a Sonos system. So I hadn't done anything to my home entertainment system for like a decade. And so that was part of the thing too. I was going to get a new TV, and I was thinking, well, let me go ahead and just try to figure out if I can dump cable, because we were paying almost $170 just for the cable bill. And I had HBO and all kinds of stuff that I was never even watching. So now I have my internet connection with AT&T, and it works out great for me because I have what's called Gigapower, which is a 1 gig in and out connection from my house. They ran fiber directly to my house. So I've got a really nice fast connection, but I have a $0 cable bill. So my cable bill now is about 40 something, 42 or 3 or something like that for Sling. And then I pay like $11 a month for Netflix. And then of course my kids watch YouTube and stuff on here too. So the Nvidia Shield's not exactly cheap. I think it's $100 or something like that, maybe a little bit more than that. But in my opinion, well worth it if you're hooking up to a 4K TV and want native 4K content. And then you can pick up, actually I prepaid a few months in advance of Sling, and they sent me a little Roku device, and I use that in the bedroom and upstairs with a TV that the kids are watching up there. So that's how this goes. And then now I'll just kind of go into my laundry room area where I have everything hooked up, so you can kind of see what's. So nothing too fancy in here. I'm in my laundry room, and this is the device called the AirTV device. And I think this thing, I need to do a little bit more homework on it, but I think it actually has a DVR built into it. But if you look at the back, it has a power connection, an Ethernet connection, and then this is what your antenna connects to. So up in my attic, I have a coax cable that I ran up there and spliced it. And then of course, it comes through all this garbage here that I need to package back up. But then it comes up and plugs into this guy. And then and I'll show you what's up in the attic, and then I'll show you the app and just kind of how you configure it. It's a little weird. And it did not work on the Android device for me. I had to go to an Apple device to get it to fully connect. But so this is the AirTV. This is what you need to get the over-the-air channels streamed to basically any device. So now if I run the Sling app on my Android device, if I run it in our bedroom, if I run it any place where I'm running the Sling app, I get the local channels because all that stuff is coming over the internet now. So let me go up into the attic and show you what I have. All right, wintertime. Or fall, at least anyway, is a good time of the year to do all this stuff. So I'm up here in my attic, and I've got a decent amount of space up here. Luckily, I've got some power because this antenna needs to be plugged in. And right now, I just have it sitting. I'm going to mount it. It's got a mounting bracket, but I just have it sitting on top of some of the air conditioning ducting, and it's working pretty good. Now, when you're setting this up, luckily with the app, and what I actually did was set it up on the AirTV app first. If you have the AirTV app set up and you try to set it up in Sling, it won't work. It'll tell you that it's already been configured by AirTV, and you can't do both. So you have to go into the AirTV app and disconnect it and then reset it. There's a little pin reset on the back of the AirTV piece of hardware, and then you reset it, and then you can go to the Sling app. So what I did is I came up here with the AirTV app and got it connected, and then I just kind of moved it around, because with these antennas you can move it sometimes a foot in one direction or another, and that'll make all the difference in the world. And the AirTV app actually has, when you go to each of the channels, there's a signal strength meter that shows red, yellow, or green. And so you can go to all the channels and you can see if it's red, yellow, or green, and you can put it on a channel, and if it's coming in not so great, you can actually move the antenna around until everything comes in. So you can see all the channels that it's picking up. In my case, I'm in the northwest suburb of Austin, and I'm picking up 30 channels on this antenna with the way that it is right there. So worst case scenario, even if I move it over a little bit and it doesn't pick up as well, I'll just leave it the way that it is. It's not going to hurt anything sitting up there. The antenna doesn't generate any heat or anything like that, so it's going to be fine. So it comes with a super long cable that I'll clean all this mess up in a little while. And it does, this antenna does need power. And then it has a little thing here where you can switch from long range to short range. And then what I did was I just found a stray coax cable up here, and I spliced it. I went to Lowe's, Home Depot, found a little splicing kit for 20 bucks. And I spliced the cable and put a new end on it. And then you can get a little coax tester thing off of Amazon for like 10 bucks. And then you can go, plug one end that sends a signal on a little speaker, and then you can go plug it into the utility closet and find out, where that cable terminates. So the antenna comes down here, goes down to where I was just showing you in the laundry room, and then plugs in to that Sling or to the AirTV device. Excuse me. So anyway, that's how that's set up. Now I'll just kind of walk you through the app stuff and just what you might need to do or what we might need to think about from that perspective. So back to the TV here in the setup. When you're in a Sling app, so this screen's a little bit different than what it looks like before you set anything up. It actually walks you through, it's the same screen. There's no configuration options here at all. You have to do it from the mobile app. But the thing that's interesting is that the text is different. And so it just kind of, it doesn't tell you about how to set up the AirTV and to rescan and do that kind of stuff. It tells you, hey, did you know you could do this kind of stuff? But you can't do anything from here. So a lot of times, and the directions for the AirTV are pretty decent. But the main thing to remember is you can't have the AirTV app hooked up to it and then try to configure it from Sling TV. I did the AirTV first, just to set up in the attic with my iPad and scan through the channels and find a good spot for the antenna. And then again, you have to actually disconnect it in the AirTV app. You can't just uninstall the AirTV app, or there's a disconnect in there. And then when you disconnect it, then you can use the pinhole reset on the back, and it'll reset it back to factory configuration that you can go through the Sling setup. But you can't actually set it up from the Sling app, like on the Roku, or in this case on the NVIDIA Shield. You have to set it up from the mobile app. So this is what it looks like on the iPad when you come into settings and then over the air. Now you see I get some options in here now where I can rescan, I can do some stuff, remove AirTV, all that. But before you have it set up, there's a little button that says start AirTV or scan AirTV or something like that. And then it'll walk through. The setup looks almost exactly the same as when you're setting it up in the AirTV app. But again, it's scans the channels, and then when you get to the end of that, the whole process, there's a little button that says watch TV, and when you click it on this mobile app, then it adds all your stations, all your over-the-air stations into the app itself. So the same thing here. If I go to the guide, you can see there's all my over-the-air channels. So one thing that's interesting is that Sling is starting to add some local channels, but you can see in my area, they have Fox only. So I can't get ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS over the air, or excuse me, in the Sling app. I only get Fox. So I needed the antenna to be able to do that. And so you can also see that it actually gives you a little bit of a guide here too. So these are the over-air channels, and you get a guide for those as well, which is part of the digital information that comes with it over the air. So even when I had an antenna hooked up directly to my TV would still give me a guide and would show me what was happening. I'm gonna not do that yet. And let's see here. Yeah, I have to figure out. I think this particular device that I have has a DVR built into it, but I'm gonna have to figure out exactly how that works. I don't even know if I'll post a video about that. But I just want to put this video up because it's for those that are trying to cut the cord and using Sling TV and AirTV. I didn't find. I try not to make YouTube videos that are repeating from what other people are doing, and I couldn't find a video that walked through this specific process of how you do that and what the best way to do it is, and just kind of what the final output looks like and how you would set it up and those kinds of things. So this is what's working for us, and we've been really super happy with it. When you have Sling TV, it's nicer if you have it hardwired in. So that's one of the reasons I like the Shield, is that I can hardwire it in. I do need to run an Ethernet connection to my TV, but I need to run that through all this conduit and stuff to get that to work. Right now the TV is just hooked up over Wi-Fi. So sometimes you'll get, it needs a lot of bandwidth, I guess, to keep that stream up. And so sometimes you'll lose connection and whatnot, but I have great experience on Sling TV when it's wired in. So the NVIDIA Shield, a TV that's great if you have it, it's got all that stuff built into it, the AirTV, and then an antenna. And I'll put the links to the stuff that I have if anybody's interested in that. And hope it was useful. Thanks.